We do.
Good evening and welcome everyone. I think I have got things under control now. A little bit of a techie issue with mics and the like. Too many cables. I need some cable management here, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody's got some ideas. But look, I will welcome you again because I don't think you heard me the first time. I'm going to welcome you again to the 2024 Rainlight Racing GT3 Series 5. It is round 8. We are at Misano. It's brought to you by Nortec, of course, Nortec, for all of their motion sim stuff. Trek 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, Crossy 43, and broadcast by MATCHFIT Entertainment, which means myself, Davo, and my friend here, J-Man, on the mics tonight. How are you doing, my friend?
Good, Davo. Good, mate. Yes, we certainly at times could do with a cable management sponsor. If anyone is out there with a bit of tech ability, we're always willing to look at things. But no, you got you loud and clear now, Davo. Sultry, those dulcet tones again, mate.
Oh, lovely. Yeah,
Good to
well,
be back here for round 7.
yes, a little bit of cable management and brain cell
No, mate.
management couldn't go astray. So, yes.
Yep. No,
Awesome.
hey, look, we're all over it now, and welcome all who
Yep.
have decided to join us live tonight and who aren't out on track. And also, we've come to know that a few of these guys and girls do like to tune in between sessions as far as qualifications and stuff. So
Definitely.
yeah, so obviously drivers getting the details at the moment via their driver briefing. So I guess it gives us a great opportunity to touch on a few things as we embark on round 8 there, Davo, at Misano. We should probably look into the point situation of where we stand now. Some big shake-ups, and the cream always rises to the top, as they say. But look, there's some pretty fierce competition out there. Just looking off camera and having a little bit of mull over the points. A couple of weeks off, obviously Easter weekend. These guys and girls had a little bit of a fun round the week before, gave us a little break, rest the vocal cords, and yeah, come back and have a look. And yeah, Phil Antoon up the top end of town again. So up there on 411 points over Brandon Webley at 348. Chaplin Chan, very, very consistent season for Chaplin so far. 1 point adrift, 347. So very, very close battle for first and second. Second or third.
And just quickly on Chaplin Chan, just had a new baby joining the family in the Chan family this week. So I think he's out for the rest of the season, J-Man, which will mix up those top points.
Yeah, it gives certainly gives Curley and Matt Dayton, who is going to go to next. Obviously, Chris Curley and Matt Dayton there, 4th and 5th. Gaz Eddy, another great season for Gaz Eddy. Good round last round actually, and then Steve Crossan still performing incredibly well. One of our sponsors, Will Dixon in 8th, Matty T in 9th, and then Costas in 10th position. I think early on we saw Costas maybe racing. I think might have been one of the cars out of the Pro-Am, increased to the Pro class. I can't remember if I'm exactly correct on that, but he's certainly been...
Yes, I think so, yes.
Yep, and then Nick Firth, P11, first of the Pro-Am drivers there to bring that up, and then some big names in behind Firthy, Hendo, Vic Chan, Shane Fodderdo, Matt Herod. I mean, these guys all been performing incredibly well lately.
Absolutely.
Let's get back to TFAM and P16, who is P2 in the Pro-Am Championship over Harrison Bella, who's holding 3rd in class and 17th outright. I'll drop down the order a little bit more, down to Adrian Kramer and Wally Baker there. So there's only 3-point swing between 1st and 2nd in the AM Championship there, and we drop down to Mark Turbot there in P28, provisionally 3rd in class. So a lot to play for still, with a good 3 rounds left to go in this part of the series. So heaps going on. Some hard luck stories in there. I could think of quite a few sessions where there's been some top performers that have had either internet or otherwise incidents that have probably taken them out of where they might have finished. So still a lot of time left to try and either make the 20 or make the top 10.
Yeah, definitely, J-Man. A couple of missed rounds as well from some. I think Matty T being one of them. Obviously the odd dropout, and just tough races, mate. Which really can obviously slow the gain down points wise, as I think the guys are just the Pro-Am. Is it, how many we got in tonight here, J-Man? Let's just have a look what's going on here.
25 in the door tonight, so I would have expected to see the AM class and the Pro-Am run together again tonight.
Okay.
Not sure if any of our officials, Mr. Harrison Bowler or any of the guys tuned in to the stream already.
Yep.
Give us a thumbs up if that's the situation tonight. I wasn't privy to jumping up and having a sneak peek or listen to the driver briefing tonight. So I know the last time round, due to numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in AM class here tonight, and possibly maybe about 8 in the Pro-Am. So would be surprised if we do see a split.
Okay, so yeah, we definitely got.
Okay,
so it'll be 10 minutes. We've only got
AMs. Yeah, we've only got AMs out at the moment, so I've called that wrong. So,
yeah, no, that's okay. So it just varies, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes we don't get the full complement of AM drivers in the server on the night.
Thank you, Matty. Thank you, Matt.
And so the boys will run with the Pro-Am boys, but tonight we have obviously everybody starting to get on board here as we start to wind down towards the end of the season as well, J-Man. This is round 8 of 11. Another one of the super sprint 90-minute race here tonight at Misano, and then an enduro to top it off. And I did have all those details in front of me. I'll get back to you on what the tracks will be up and coming. Oh, look, I have got it here already, ladies and gentlemen. Suzuka, Nürburgring, and Nords Club. Of course, we've got to throw Nords in there. New to ACC over the last couple of weeks. So, as we see the boys starting to circulate, focused on Uncle Joe Grimmer here, J-Man, at the moment.
Yeah, and 16 turns here tonight. Reasonably familiar circuit to a lot of drivers. Misano been on the calendar for a lot of platforms for a lot of years.
Yep.
And GT3s love the place. A lot to be made or lost, I believe, in this in the first sector, that turn 1, turn 2. It's almost a rob Peter to pay Paul situation through. I think probably more so the way you set the car up out of 2 before 3, because obviously if you're too hungry on 2 as far as your exit, you compromise that sweeping turn 3, which ends up combining the pit exit there. So that'll be something to watch tonight to see. Oh, sorry, I picked up there on a couple of incidents. They look unforced as well.
I think that was Grimmer and I missed the other one. Hang on.
I think it was Wally Baker, mate. I think Wally Baker in the Porsche, yeah, just made the fence straight after maybe Uncle Joe. So not sure, just a little bit of.
Still got a few minutes to go. Yeah, J-Man, plenty of time to get back to the pits and have another crack at it as we just pick up on Zandberg coming across the line.
Yeah, no sweat there, Elvis. I didn't think you were yelling at us, mate. And yeah, thank you for the, yeah, we will no doubt have a good call because the racing is always nothing short of spectacular on a Monday night here at Rainlight Racing. So, yeah, just picking up once again. So what's that? That's one of the PPR cars. That would be Mark Turbot, would it? Trying to pick up.
I think the boys are just flicking through the cars at the moment, just trying to work out where everybody is on track.
Yep.
As I think they've focused in on Adrian Kramer's car, actually, the lime green Lamborghini number 22, J-Man.
Yeah, currently, what are we looking at in there on a 36.8 provisionally, so wasn't privy to actually focusing on the practice time, so I'm a little bit unaware about how fast any of the classes are going to go tonight, so it'll be a surprise to see where each class lands for me at the moment, but nonetheless 36.8 plays a 36.9, plays a 41.1 at the moment, so the top two very, very quite tight, which brings me to Joel Amos, I believe is a new entry, so welcome aboard, Mr. Joel Amos.
Who's popped him in, yeah, I think it is Joel.
Yep.
And in one of the Skylines, actually, again, another brick on the track, which is awesome. We love watching the Datsuns have a bit of a rip. And Amos in one of those Datsuns and just in second position, mind you, with in a pretty close contention to Adrian at the moment. So, yeah, finding his feet, but definitely hitting the ground running.
Yeah, looking at working on the green side of the Delta at the moment on this next lap. So, however, they all are also Alexander and Josh Nightingale looking to improve quite a fair bit. So I don't think for a second that that's the best that Nightingale's got, as he's just tucked in. Looks like
that's Kramer actually just tucked up behind him as well.
Yeah, so in behind him, yeah.
Yeah, so just come out of that first complex of corners there, and they run down this straightaway here into this really long, super long hairpin. Quite fast on the way out, but you've really got to get it in. Nice bit of camber on it, and they run up to this right-hand hairpin here, J-Man, which is super awkward. It multiple apexes, tightens up right at the end. A very tricky little braking entry there for those guys, and then down the back straight, which reminds me a lot of the down off the back straight at Paul Ricard, the way they run down and slowly decelerate into these quite a tight corner here, and this whole little last sector actually reminds me a lot of Paul Ricard, J-Man.
Yeah, you're right. At the back end there, you are correct. Obviously, this one tightens up a little bit more at that final right-hander. Thanks for the heads up there, Maddie and Matt Dayton as well, for the just sort of saying that, yeah, maybe 33s, maybe we see a 32 in here. I mean, anything's possible. There's a bit of cloud cover, 19 degrees ambient, 25-degree track. One would think that's probably quite conducive to pretty optimal conditions out there. So
yeah, well, tyre friendly, 90-minute race, J-Man. With the super sprints, I don't think there is a compulsory pit stop in these races, and yeah, the boys, if they can run, but 90 minutes on this tyre, J-Man.
Yeah, and Mr. Turbot up there already with a 35.3.
Of course he is. In the acid.
So,
Oh, as we just picked the camera up on him.
he's had a big lose coming
So-
out of 15 into 16.
So
So,
you can't tell me he wasn't trying hard. So,
No.
well on it there. Wally Baker down on his Delta, and he has got another lap actually up his sleeve. J-Man Amos making some good gains already. Deltas are up for Amos.
okay, still a minute and 10 seconds to go. So I think you're going to see the 22 car of Kramer get through for Adrian Kramer get through for another lap.
Yep.
However, actually, no, probably not. No, probably not looking at that. Maybe I think the 33 car.
So Kramer's
Alex
going through
Danberg.
now. So Kramer will get another lap. He's just running across the line now. Only slightly up on his Delta, and
There's not a lot in it.
no. Zandberg well up on his time, but like you're saying, J-Man, probably too early in the lap for him to get across the line. Amos probably the only mover still out on track. Turbot's put it away. And
Yeah, well, I think you're going to find that Danberg's going to be the last guy through. Unfortunately, has got a little bit of latency issues going on with that car.
yeah, it looks a little bit sketch on track, a little bit icy as we just watch Amos, a couple of and a half tenths up and gaining. Good run out of the final corner here. That puts him in second provisionally, J-Man.
Yeah, that's and did he cross with enough to go? I think he did. I think he crossed
Geez,
with
that was close.
the smallest margin to go again.
Absolutely, and Zandberg, like you said, albeit with some latency issues, is got a healthy Delta there.
Yeah, we'll see it now.
Which will get him up at least one position. So yeah, nice work from.
And Joel Amos
Zandberg
has
there,
pressed on with us, and you can see the rest of the Pro-Am class have just cycled on out to cycle up ready for theirs. And thank you very much to everybody who responded. We appreciate the feedback. Yes, there is a pit stop with tyres. So Matt Dayton also saying that it is a tyre destroyer. So yeah, interesting to see how people go about it, whether they take a tyre or actually they do have to take tyres, so that's going to throw that out of the equation. It'll be just they'll be all fuel friendly, I'm sure, around here. So just watching Joel Amos finish this lap off, he's about a couple of tenths short of the mark, so it's not really coming to fruition. So maybe he treats this one as a practice pit stop. Does he? No, he presses on. Yeah, he's about 2.5, 3 tenths short of his best lap here, but still provisionally second. And doesn't matter how
nice work.
He's going to be second in class.
So welcome,
start of this one.
Welcome to ROUND-8 Racing, young Amos. So well done. As the Pro-Am boys get their groove on here now, as the cameras pick up on the low and slow, Nick Firth Ferrari coming across the line to start his first time lap, J-Man. I think he, in pre-race practice, he was in the top 10. So, and performed really well. Geez, it's been a couple of weeks since the boys have raced. With a podium position, I think last time we talked to Nick Firth. So, nice work. So let's see if he can just keep that ball rolling tonight here at Misano.
Yeah, 100%. Hopefully, Mr. Amos can get that car off a track and not upset any of the Pro-Ams with their laps, because he has still carried on. So you may have missed driver briefing. These drivers only get 10 minutes qualifying in class per session.
That's correct.
So he's just pressed on out there, so just a little bit of miscommunication. So hopefully he doesn't interrupt the likes of Firthy.
I'm sure race controller onto it, mate. And just sort of teething problems. We get this.
Look, he's not our focus at the moment. We're certainly looking to see where the likes of Firthy, Bella, Gunther Rowe, Tony Spence, Worcester, McConnell and co. Who else we got? Hughesy in there. T-Fam. Good to see T-Fam back out on track.
And where's Fam at the moment? On just coming around in the final corner here, actually, J-Man.
Yeah, and he looked quick through that turn 16. He had that thing absolutely locked in the apex there, came through there beautifully to start this lap. And so important to get that final corner right, and not the hardest one to cut, if I remember correctly. There's a few track cuts out here. I think
there might be.
I think probably the biggest one would have to be I'm going to say down at turn 12, 13 as they come down through 13, heading down for the big braking stop at that right-hander you were mentioning earlier, Davo. Turn 14. Just the lateral load of the car going through there just is begging you to end up too far out between 13 and 14.
Yep. Just that exit speed that you're chasing, and yeah, very difficult. There's a couple of actually awkward corners here on the track, but yeah, these boys will be mindful of that, no doubt, J-Man, as the camera's focused on, I think that is T-Fam's car at the moment.
Tucked in behind Harrison Bella's Tokyo Taxi.
So well up on his Delta, but hasn't cut a clean lap, so we would expect to see him up on his Delta. Tony Spence, actually, I was just going to comment, up on his Delta, but he's across the line, taking provisional second as McConnell pips Gunther Rowe, and then Hughesy on Gunther Rowe as well. So nice work from Aston in the Aston. Hughes putting it in a 6th position provisionally. Harrison Bella in 8th provisionally. Kenneth Worcester in one of the Nissans. In
no surprises again this week, Davo, to see the Lexus and the Nissan sharing the fastest terminal speed out on this track, 252 kilometres an hour apiece.
They're quick, aren't they?
It's certainly a trend we've come to see this season throughout the venues that we broadcast. As the Nissan and the Lexus certainly got some horsepower underneath the bonnet.
Definitely in a straight line. Yeah, what they lack in the corners, they definitely make up for in the straightaways.
So there you go, T-Fam to the top on a 33.6. So that's the first of the 33s, as forementioned by Maddie and Matt. So if you've got Pro-Am circulating in mid-33s, I think these pros are going to bank some pretty healthy low 33s or even high 32s for sure. Yeah,
you would expect so, J-Man. As we just start to wind towards the end, these guys still have another 3.5 minutes to go in qualifying. Gunther Rowe well up on his time.
Yeah, he just had a little bit of a squirm there and lost a little bit. He's gained it back in between 14 and 15. So if he can come out of 16 here, right, he's going to carry a good 16ths across the line here, which will move him up.
Tidy. Oh, second provisionally. Nice work. He'll be happy with that.
Yeah, 33.9. It's a great lap. So that displaces Firth. He was at the top of the tower not so long ago. He's back down to third.
So now Fam, Gunther Rowe and Nick Firth, respectively, first, second and third. Firth responding up on his Delta. Everybody up on their Deltas pretty much.
Yeah, Firthy with the most.
A couple.
Yeah. Firthy definitely with the most attractive looking Delta at the moment, rocking that 5 to 6 tenths is a big improvement. Currently in there on a 34.0, so that will certainly put him in the mix with BFAM.
Yeah, well, he needs that. He needs that half a second anyway, just to stay in touch with these guys, doesn't he, J-Man? So, let alone get on top of it. But yeah, that is still climbing on my screen, and it as it ebbs and flows a little bit, but it's sort of got more towards 6 tenths now.
Yeah, 6.25, mate. If he gets it, he looked like he nailed that final corner. 6.5 tenths. It's going to be a big lap.
This could be a 2.
33.3. Matt Dayton. Yeah, okay, Matt. Well, not sure I believe you, mate, because I've seen you go pretty quick this season. But Dayton's saying that he won't be able to beat Fam or Firth.
Well,
we're going to find out shortly.
Fam just pips Firth immediately, so...
Oh, by the smallest of margins too.
Yeah. So very close times. T-Fam on 133.367 and Firth on a 33.385. So it's in the hundreds, ladies and gentlemen. The difference is it's close. Very
Husey
close
going pretty well through sector 2. If he can carry it through sector 3, he's got the better part of 3.5 to 4 tenths of a second, and on a 34.5, that will bring him down to the low 34s, which could get Tony Spence, but Tony Spence got a 0.5 tenth just over up his pocket at the moment as well. Down to the remaining 40 odd seconds for the session for these guys. So the likes of, I'm going to say, maybe even as far as Husey may get across the line here for another one. 30 seconds to go. Maybe even Gunther Rowe as he timed this to perfection. 25 seconds, where is he?
Oh, he's down on his delta, J-Man.
Well, he may get one more shot, but with the minutest amount of seconds to go.
Literally 15 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. He's got 2 more corners to go.
Yeah, this is going to be really tight for Gunther Rowe as he comes out.
5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1. No.
And he's just dropped short there.
He's just
ever
missed
so
it
close.
by the smallest margin.
Husey still out on track with a little bit of a flicker on the delta, but I don't think it's enough, J-Man. The boys, Firth and Fam in front, look a good half a second up in front of him.
Whose drugs are we testing, Matt? The Pro-Ams. Apparently the Pro-Ams have got some good drugs. Yeah. T-Fam doing a great job.
J-Man heard drug test, he just nearly ran out the back door. Awesome stuff. So, yeah, look, that's it for qualifying for the Pro-Ams. We've been through the AMs, the Pro-Ams, and now the big guns.
The A-Class.
Roll out on track.
The Alien Class. The A-Class is about to commence their 10-minute session. Okay, so that must have been McConnell just coming in, probably utilising that entry lap and Firthy as a practice pit stop.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea, isn't it? With that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, actually, McConnell looked like he nailed the braking down to the lane there, so well worth the effort at the end of your session just to get that one out the way, given that they know they do have to do one coming up shortly. So,
Absolutely.
First car out, I believe on track to start their firing lap is none other than Madison. So, Matty T out there in the number 4 Lamborghini. Just a quick have a look into Matty T, currently running 9th outright. Pretty consistent season. She's inside the 10. Points haul pretty good. Definitely round 4 very successful. No show at round 5, and then round 6 and round 7 both pretty successful for Maddie. So only 3 points short of Will Dixon in P8. So plenty to play for Maddie. Still with couple of 3, 4 rounds to go. So
yep. Yes, this being one of those rounds, J-Man, as you have joined us here again for the official coverage of Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5 round 8 of 11 here. You join us at Misano tonight. Of course, it's brought to you by the awesome people at Nortec, Trek 31 Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, Crossy 43, and broadcast to you by MATCHFIT Entertainment. As usual, you've got Davo here and J-Man by my side. Calling again, please give us a thumbs up if you're liking the stream. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the notifications and stuff. And join in for all the action, not only here but elsewhere. As the boys with 6 minutes to go, I think the camera's up focused on Steve Crossland at the moment, Jamie.
Yeah, just picked up on Crossy myself actually, and very, very impressed straight away with what I'm seeing. That the fact that Matt Dayton called out the T-Fam and Firthy going particularly quick in the Pro-Am class. And look, first round of hot laps has still seen them at the top over Chris Curley, Webley, Matty T.
I noticed.
So that's a great effort, because obviously those 33 threes apiece were just slightly better than Cooley's 33.5, 33 sevens a pair for Webley and Matty T. But those 33s run all the way out to P8 already, so I don't expect that trends. That's going to be the flavour. I think we're going to see 33s probably out to about P12 tonight. Looking at what we've got out on track, Maverick still to bank one here, Crossland still to bank one, so both those guys probably cut laps on their first one.
Okay,
so Mav moved up.
Yeah, Mav and Makalos were running nose to tail.
Yeah, 33 twos.
Yeah, so there you go. I think next in is, not Webley, Cooley, I think. Here we go, Cooley across the line.
Yep, this will be right up there.
Oh, no.
No, it must have been a cut lap there. Hang on. Yeah, it must have been, because he's still in there on a 40, on a 33.5, so it must have been a track cut in there.
So, boys working hard for their times tonight already. Qualifying critical. As always, track position is critical, J-Man.
Yeah, Matty T on a cut lap as we speak.
Cameras on Hendo there, Nathan Henderson in the lime green. Aston Martin, who else up on the Delta? Will Dixon in the 997 Porsche, and also Matt Dayton, J-Man, in the Honda, the number 11 Honda, who we have seen really pedal that thing well over the past few weeks. Actually,
he got a half a second up his pocket, so he's going to dip into the 33s if he can pull this lap together.
Hendo with a half a second up his sleeve as well, and also Cooley hovering with some high deltas. Hendo actually just around the final corner here. A little bit of a slip out of the exit there. Puts himself in 7th provisionally. Nice work, Cooley. Half a second, here he goes. Bam, 3rd position, drops Fam and 1st down.
So Maverick there with the first of the 32s, 32.985 over Costas Makalos' 33.0. So there you go, there's the 32s that were mentioned at the start of the stream. Potential for it, and Maverick's gone and delivered.
There they are, J-Man. As we expected.
We've got Matty T on an improved lap. Not by a great deal, but she's working on it the last lap round. She grabbed a track cut somewhere out there. I think it was pretty early in the lap too. It may have been 2-3. But she's going to go and try and bank another one here. Currently P9.
Yeah, just working her way down through that back straight and into the sort of final complex area here.
And as mentioned, the 33s do go out to P13, mate.
It's 13 now. I think it was 8, you said moments ago.
Yeah.
So Matty T improving there into 6th position. So
Yeah. Yep. Still a minute 50 to go, so still plenty of time.
yeah,
Better part of the field still going to get across the line.
definitely Mav and Macrolos still out on track as well. J-Man, Deltas is toing and throwing. Matty T's Deltas still looking good, as Nathan Henderson is as well, with
Yeah, and I
a
think
10th or so up his sleeve.
Yeah, and I think Costas just on the verge there, battling the Delta there, trying to look for a bit of improvements, a bit of a dark horse here to try and take this one away from
Mav, yeah.
Mav. But
Yeah, for sure.
And as I speak, Curley just linking up a couple of corners to go green on the Delta, but he's hovering right on the limit. That's how good these guys and girls are here. They just lap for lap. There's absolutely nothing in
nothing in it.
the splits. Each lap that they turn is so close to the last.
Absolutely. As we wind down into the final seconds of qualifying, cameras on Nathan Henderson, time running away, and his Delta running away as well. Webley's on the other hand, toing and throwing the other way. He has got in, this is like the first straightaway, actually, down the hill. So he's got in that lap one of the last cars that will get to do another lap, I would suspect. Webley.
Who was this? Hendo, was it?
Webley.
Oh, Webley. Okay. Yeah.
So about halfway around the circuit.
Yeah, he's on a cut lap at the moment.
Yeah, well, that'll do him no good at all, J-Man.
Mav, all she wrote.
Mav, 10th and a half up on his Delta, but still early stages of the lap. 2 tenths, 2.5 tenths.
Faraday quietly achieving from the back, but late to the grid, as mentioned by Phil Turner. But he has got that. The
Nissan up into 18th. Yeah, there.
Up into 18th at the moment. So looking to just try and finish this one off. He's right on the cuff there.
So Webley on that cut lap.
Mega time coming if he can follow this through. 3 tenths up, 2.5 to 3 tenths up on a 32.9. Could see Mav get into the 32.7s. This is just will be stomping authority if he can pull this lap together.
And I think Faraday might be the only other car out on track. Actually, Faraday just rounding the final corner, very wide.
Couple of tenths up his sleeve.
And that'll sneak him up one position.
Yep, and Maverick coming across the line. Banks a 32.7.
As you called, J-Man. Nice work. There you go, guys.
So it was super tight qualifying in the end. Maverick obviously just making that look a little bit more convincing with about a 3 1/4 tenth displacement over Costas. But yeah, Cooley, T-Fam, Firthy, Matty T, Webley, Dixon, Dayton, Henderson to round out the 10. So I think for me, standout there is definitely the lap from T-Fam and Nick Firth in 4th and 5th. That's it's raised the eyebrows of the stewards there about racing out in the Pro-Am class. But every dog has their day, and it's certainly looking pretty good for T-Fam and Nick Firth at the moment. And so, like I mentioned, Henderson rounding out the 10, Hughesy, Dawson, Rowe, Crossland, McConnell, Spence, Faraday up to 17. Those are big names to be outside the 10. Worcester, Turbot, Bella make up the 20. Knox, Joel Amos, who we saw going incredibly well for second in class over behind Mark Turbot for the AM class. Second in class gets you down to 21st if you're in the AM class. And then obviously a stacked from there, Baker, Kramer, Zamberg, Nightingale, Grimmer. So plenty of racing at the back of the field for class honours for the AMs. Just the way that these things shake out. What's that? Hopefully you don't fence him again. I hope you don't fence him again too. Hopefully she's all clean off the start of this one. As we got 30 seconds to go before these guys and girls roll out, Davo.
Yes, the drivers putting their final little comments in the chat box on the YouTube there
Always entertaining.
before they set off for the formation lap here, J-Man, in for round 8 at Misano in Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5. Brought to you, of course, by Nortec, Trek 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, Cossie 43, and broadcast by MATCHFIT Entertainment as the boys and girls roll away for the formation lap here, J-Man. Good field of cars here, 26 on grid tonight.
Yeah, it was a good field once again here for round 8. Misano, looking forward to this one. And once again, as mentioned, guys and girls do have to make a pit stop. Tyre change mandatory, obviously, here tonight. So conditions looking pretty good out there. 19 degrees ambient, 26 degree track temperature. So we've just increased track temps a little bit. Sun's poking its head through the clouds, which it wasn't so much for quali. So just after lunch, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I just read the comment too. So. Yeah. You change the X for an L, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, as we, roll around here, formation lap. 26 cars, round 8, Misano for Rainlight Racing 2024 GT3 Series 5. This is going to be a cracker. Usual suspects up the pointy end, J-Man. The likes of Mav, Macrolos actually doing a nice job to pop himself up there in second position. Curly, T-Fam, Firth. T-Fam and Firth probably punching a little bit above their weight. And Matty T, Webley, Dixon, Dayton, sure. And Nate Henderson. Hendo in the bright green. Aston Martin rounding at the top 10.
Yeah, now with Firthy, if you remember back, Firthy having an incredible round. So he obviously had a great round the previous round. So what was that? So he must have been second. Did he make second place the last one?
Who's that?
Firthy.
Oh, yeah, it was second or third.
Yeah, so got a bit of form on at the moment.
He's got a bit of form on at the moment. He's sitting on the third row of the grid, J-Man, as they round the final corner here. Maverick, Macrolos, Cooley, T-Fam, Firth, Matty T, Brandon Webley, Will Dixon, Dayton, Henderson, rounding out the top 10. We're about to go green. It's round 8 at Misano, J-Man and Mav with a stellar start, as did Cooley. Just blast past Macrolos, takes the straight away, takes the position. Matty T past, so Nick Firth tucked up behind. T-Fam, as I see, we've got...
Webley had a run wide out of 2-3.
So someone back a little bit, also going down. I think it might have been Gunther Rowe with a bit of a slip in the Datsun, but a relatively clean start, J-Man. Everyone pointing in the correct direction. And Mav with a killer start. Matty T, another with a killer start.
Yeah, Cooley for me got the...
Oh, Cooley, he's got Macrolos as well. There you go.
Yeah, he got the jump, and he's straight on the back of Mav, straight away. So is this what we're going to see tonight, is the fight between Cooley and Mav? Macrolos had that brilliant one-lap pace. I thought he had enough to contend with Maverick until Maverick blew that 2.7 in there. But nonetheless, that car's still got a lot of pace on it.
Look, just Cooley in the Aston, J-Man, always one to watch, isn't he? And look, at these early stages of the race, it'll be hard just not to stay focused on that. But there's obviously We'll lap 1 here, down through the field there. Plenty going on, Jay. But relatively clean start.
Yeah, very clean. But yeah, Maverick got a mirror full of Cooley at the moment, and they're just looking back through also too. Dayton Henderson. Dayton just a few corners ago was putting pressure on Dixon. Now he's got Henderson to think about. So a lot of energy at the start of this one with the guys and girls trying to sort out their position. Maybe some of them not thinking that they got the best qualifying in and maybe have a better race car. So
yeah, definitely. And I think when we get good clean starts like this as well, J-Man, the field is racier, you know, like there hasn't been any interruption and the field is packed, and yeah, they want to race, and we love to watch it as the cameras pick up on Mr. Dayton in the Honda into the top 10 in 8th. Nice.
Now, remembering what you said at the top end of the stream, I'm just picking up on Brandon Webley, currently down in P17 after that incident, turn 2, turn 3, start of this race, lap 1. Currently running out a second in the championship, as you mentioned, with Chaplin Chan away and Chris Cooley sitting 40 points behind Webley, 41 points behind Webley. This is an opportunity for Cooley to make bank, I think, possibly at the moment. So just going to watch that battle. Definitely. I know that Webley will move forward, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a deficit there. I think if Cooley can keep the pressure on Maverick, and those two clearly checking out right now, already got 1.6 seconds over Costas at the moment. So
yeah, so definitely moving forward rapidly, J-Man. And look, there has been, as much as it was a clean start, there was a big reshuffle. Some really good starts from some of the drivers and others falling back. Nick Firth actually lost a couple of positions. He should have been up with T-Fam, but Matty T sneaking up.
No, it's actually T-Fam's improved one. Firthy stayed the same, so they were 5th and 6th. Hang on, so they were
Matty T actually snuck up straight away as well, like as did Cooley on Makalos. Just immediately, first or second corner there, so a little bit of a shuffle, but because everybody's just stayed on track with very little to no contact, the field is bunched. Look at it, as you can just see as we pan back through the field there.
Tell you what,
the whole field is in line, all the way back. 26 cars. It's impressive to look at. And yeah, nice work from all of the boys and girls.
Yeah, that's a tight battle too at the moment between Gunther Rowe, Pete Dawson and Steve Crossland. And the longer, Crossy going to have a look into the final turn. That's not close enough, but I'm just looking backwards and seeing Shane Fodado, P14. I think that's a couple of place improvement for Shano straight away. I think he was moved 18th. Up. I think you called
17th. I think he 17th, went up to. Yep.
Yeah, okay. So he's moved up a few spots already in the opening 3 laps of this race. And but these guys have all got Webley, P17, trying to recover, come back. So first guy looking on Webley's hit list will be Craig McConnell.
Yep. And you mentioned the Crossland battle, obviously.
Oh, there's an incident.
Oh, that was Frodo actually. That was in the background there, J-Man.
Yep.
Let's see if we can pick up a replay on that.
Okay, I'm not sure who else was involved. I thought it might have been.
So he was sort of granging up on the back of that Crossland battle as we just look at the replay here.
Yep.
One of the McLarens, I think it's the 427 yellow and black car.
Okay, it'll be Tony Spence.
Spence just sneaking up in there and upsetting the apple cart a little bit. Everybody recovered very quickly. Spencer is able to run through it, but yeah, Frodo recovering rapidly and just eyes forward.
Yeah, Cooley's still hanging on to the back of Maverick at the moment too. Yeah, so only half a second on that. But 3 seconds now out, more or less, to Costas and T-Fam. Matty T. Great opening stint already for those two cars. And how many times in the season, or over the seasons, have we called those two names together? They seem to be line astern.
Absolutely.
Matty T and T-Fam, always somewhere, generally on track, close to each other.
As we just pick up on Dayton giving Will Dixon in the 997 Porsche here plenty of grief as well. So only 4 laps in.
Once again, Harrison Bella holding the terminal speed record at the moment at 253k an hour.
And guess what he's driving?
He's in the Lexus.
He's in the Lexus, of course.
So
he
that's
is.
6 kilometres an hour faster in a straight line than the 3 Lamborghini of Maverick, who's leading this race. So it really does show you that thing's got punch in a straight line, but Maverick certainly got all the cornering and braking ability with that Lamborghini up the front, and he needs to right now with Mr. Chris Cooley right on his bumper. Neither of these guys make many mistakes, so this may be a race on pit road, and we'll give you the details on that. We will be able to give you the finer details about how long and when these guys and girls make the stop.
When, how and where, of course we will, J-Man, as we just see Dayton slipping past Will Dixon in the Porsche. We're leaving him of 7th position, and as they move forward towards Nick Firth.
Yeah, Rowe, Dawson and Crossland still going at it. So that was that battle we were looking at earlier, just before Spence and Fodado came together.
That's right.
So that's still going on. So that's a good spirited battle going on between those 3 drivers, between some good mates too. So
absolutely. Dawson in the trademark number 54 white unsponsored Lamborghini.
Yep.
Obviously.
Grimmer with a disqualification.
Oh no.
Not sure what's happened there for Uncle Joe, but that is an absolute shocking upset. So not sure what's happened there for Joe, but that's a shame. Condolences, mate. So that's a big one. So that might have been a start infringement and hasn't seen the penalty and reacted quick enough, and the stewards have called it. So it's a real shame.
Ouch. There you go. So Grimmer out of the race with a DQ, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a DQ. It's a biggie, mate.
Oh, that's a toughie. That's a toughie as we stick with this battle. Gunther Rowe in the Gorilla Racing Datsun. Pete Dawson in the trademark white Lamborghini, and Steve Crossland tucked in behind. Usually in the Nortec car, actually, but tonight in the Rainlight Racing sponsored, I think it must have been Nortec printed on it there somewhere, J-Man, Porsche, tucked in behind that battle. Craig McConnell a little bit back from that, but now Craig has Brandon Webley, the recovering Brandon Webley, breathing all over the tailpipes of Craig McConnell.
Yeah, so now I've been watching that. Now Webley was up to P17, and then the Tony Spence Bordeaux incident had him gain 2 places, which puts him up into P15, and now he's under huge pressure from Tony Spence. So I'm not sure what's going on there for Webley, but that's certainly not showing the sort of pace we've come used to out of the driver that's currently holding provisionally 2nd in the championship. So not sure
is that car damaged?
Look, it doesn't appear to look too bad.
No, it doesn't. It looks tidy as.
So I'll just have a look and see if there's any sort of left hand down. No, look, by all accounts, looking inside the car, it looks good. Yeah. So,
as we pick up on again the Steve Crossland, Pete Dawson, Gunther Rowe battle, J-Man. Super quick stuff from these 3 guys. 3 good, solid performers, these boys. Crossy in a good bit of form at the moment too. He's been running pretty hot in the last few weeks.
So I think I was just off camera, unless you picked up on it. Sorry if you did, David, and I didn't hear it. But I just wondering if the Matty T car and the T-Fam car have actually swapped positions there.
Okay,
Matty
so
in fourth, T-Fam in fifth now, with
okay,
30 on the
well,
back of.
there you go.
So
it's getting hot. It's definitely getting.
And Maddie's on the move. She's actually heading towards Costas. So she's got a ton of pace on that car at the moment. And Firthy very, very wide there, looking at who's that? T-Fam. And yeah, Gunther Rowe. Who's that? Steve Crossan down the side of inside of Pete Dawson, was it?
Yeah, Pete Dawson running deep there and taking evasive action just to not to hit the back of Gunther Rowe's Guerrilla Racing Nissan there, and Crossy taking advantage of that, just jumping into that little gap there and saying, thank you very much, I'll take that. And now well, to be honest, it looked like Dawson might have been holding him up a little bit. Crossy definitely showing a bit of form over the last few weeks, like I mentioned, and the Porsche looks pretty speedy here through the twisty stuff, so
yeah,
really interesting to see how he goes as he ranges now up on the back of that is Gunther Rowe.
Gunther Rowe, yeah, and the Guerrilla Racing GDR. So Crossy looking really good after making that pass and just showing the nose, showing his intent once he's got up to his old mate Gunther. So now Crossy, one of the handful of drivers throughout the field already that has made up 2 places. Matty T's made up 2, Dayton 2, Rowe 2, Crossland 2, Spence 2, and Fodado 2. Now, biggest loser would be Webley, down 9, as he has been passed by Shane Fodado. So something's gone on there, because that has shifted around. Fodado was chasing down Tony Spence, who was chasing down Webley. Now, Webley has dropped back another 2 spots, because he is now behind Spence and Fodado. So Webley not comfortable tonight. Something's gone on there, and he's not comfortable. And he's got the Tokyo Taxi that has got all the speed on board it right behind him. So
yeah, so Webley not comfy in the Lambo tonight, clearly just toing and froing there in the mid-teen sort of mark there. You know, J-Man can't work, you know, we see it, we don't see it too often from this far back, but, you know, sometimes these cars come on strong at the back end of the race, don't they? And, you know, the setup and the tyre all sort of starts to gel right, and the car can get quick. But, look, Webley does have a lot of work in front of him, so to get that thing back up in the top 10 and towards the pointy end, as we see Nick Firth all over the back of T-Fam.
T-Fam, yeah.
Nick Firth will be well aware that Dayton and Dixon are coming, and he'll want to get a wriggle along. Firth in that McLaren, though, getting a fantastic run down into that first straightaway section there.
Yeah, and that's one of the spots there that you just mentioned. So that run between 5 and 6, and then that head you down that straight all the way down to that left hand, sort of it's pretty much a hairpin down at turn 8 there. It's so important to get off of 6 correctly, but without the cut. That's a key spot that you know, we haven't mentioned tonight, and I hate mentioning it because the more we mention it, the more it happens. But when we see that DT come up, and it's often for track limits, that'll be one of the prime spots. And we see Webley with a 10-second penalty.
Yeah.
I would say that's live steward imposed, so something's gone untoward there. So the night just gets worse for Brandon Webley.
Yeah, tough night, and look, even the good guys, even the monkeys fall out of the trees, they say, you know, can have tough nights and make mistakes. So Brandon Webley, like I said, plenty of work in front of him here tonight. As look, we've only just got down to, what bloody time is it, J-Man? Still an hour, over an hour and 13 minutes to go. So.
Plenty of racing left, and
loads of racing left.
And Matty T just chipping away at Costas. Costas still doing a great job. To give you an idea, last lap round, 134.1 for Costas. Plays a 134.0 for Matty, but she's chipping away, and it's currently got the margin around 5 to 6 tenths of a second. And but since she cleared TFAM, it's been all forward momentum, and just looking at how comfortable the car looks making the apexes at the moment, I don't think it's going to be too long before she looks for a place to make a move on Costas. So a tenth to 2 tenths of a second in a lap's probably not enough to pass a car, but yeah, look, the car's making the apex so beautifully that, you know, if Costas ends up a little wide somewhere, you just look there, the way they ran through that right-hander there, that hairpin, Maddie been able to put the car right up on the curb and stay with it.
And Costas even looked wide running onto the back straight as well, you know, in that that weird, awkward multi-apexing right-hander. So, yeah, like, and that's one of those corners, isn't it, where if you're actually on point and the other driver's wide, you're easily got time to get up in there and
100%.
and make it work. So, like I said, Matty looking really comfortable in the Lamborghini. Costas, not so much. I thought Costas was going to run with the boys. His lap time in qualifying said that he, you know, was there or thereabouts. But you look, the Cooley and Mav on another planet, as we are used to, and out in another postcode. But Makalos now with plenty to think about here to hold down the podium position here. J-Man at the moment with Matty all over the back of that car. God, geez, some close battles going on. We still got the Crossland Dawson Gunther Road thing going on. Gunther, and since Crossy passed Dawson, the gap has wavered a little bit. These guys have a little bit of breathing space up, but I suspect Crossy still with the crosshairs on the back of that Datsun. And looking to take Guttero's position. Nick Firth.
Yeah, a couple more things going on out there. Harrison Bella dropped back to 21st position and got a 10-second penalty issued by the stewards as well. So that might be relative to why he's gone back so far as well. Because if you don't remember, not too long ago I was talking about him starting to put pressure on the back of a struggling Brandon Webley up there at P16. So Harrison Bella not having the best run there in the last couple of minutes, and also Joel Amos currently 50 seconds into a pit stop in pit lane. So currently 2 laps down, so I'm not sure whether he's parked that thing and decided to have a bit of a watch or whether something's going on. But however, he is only a minute into that pit stop, so there's still potential for him to come out and carry on. So 2 laps down, but
Yep.
So
we still have Webley on Faraday as well.
Yep. Still got Matty T hounding Costas.
Shane just stepped aside.
Okay, let Webley go.
Let Webley go, just there, quietly.
Okay, yep.
As everybody can see on their cameras. Oh, very obvious. So we'll go back. Let's have a look at what is close on track at the moment, apart from this man here.
Definitely Matty T.
Mav and Cooley, like I said, in another postcode, but Mav actually just stepping out a little bit. But yes, Costas.
Matty T and Pham and Firth, I think. That's clearly where the battle's at. I mean, Gunther Rowe. Oh, what do we got going on here? That's Crossland and Dawson side by side through turn 15. I'm not sure what was going on there. So that was definitely a little bit of an attack from Pete Dawson there.
So Dawson looking to take a position back. The only way I could see that happening was with a mistake from Crossland to allow him up there to have a look. But yeah, let's just have a look at what's going on. Costas Makalos, Matty T, like J-Man just mentioned.
Yeah, it is so
very,
tight.
Very tight battle going on there.
I think Matty's starting a search now.
We got the T-Fam Nick Firth battle. These are the next two positions for 5th and 6th respectively. Then we have Matt Dayton and Will Dixon. These guys in relatively close proximity as well. Nathan Henderson and I think it's Al Ashton there.
Hughes,
They've got the breathing space at the moment in the top 10 there. Nathan and Ashton 9th and 10th respectively. But then it just wraps up again with Gunther Rowe, Steve Crossland, and Pete Dawson, 11th, 12th, and 13th. These guys have been, you could have thrown a blanket over these boys for the first, look, we're winding down. It's over 20 minutes, and these guys have been inseparable, the whole lot of it, J-Man. So very close stuff.
Oh, Matty T's got Costas. Matty T, I'm not sure, that might be a 30, I think, Davo.
Let's just see if we can pick up on that.
I said she was searching, and
the
there
intent
was there. The intent was definitely there.
Oh, the camera's just picking up on it. Just down at the back as they wind down to those slowing corners at the back end of the back straight.
Yeah, she tucked it right through 13, 14.
Yeah, very nicely, and made the bold move just to jump down on the inside at that last moment.
Had the awareness to cover.
Very
down
nice move.
At the hairpin.
Very nice move. So Matty T in front of Costas Makrolos. Costas will just want to tag onto the back of Madison's pace there and just see if she can stay with. We will get back to the Nick Firth T-Fam, also the Matt Dayton Dixon battle, and of course the Gunther Rowe Crossland.
Costas wants it back, I tell you. He wants it back, and he's lining it up. So Maddie just got to be...
Oh, watch him down here.
Yeah, that she doesn't play too defensive here and wash the pace that she had in that car out of it. Because if she's eyes forward, I think
Costas could have gone a little bit wide and just allowed her to get sort of that inside move done. Like I said, we saw it, the Costas car, the Ferrari, a little bit slippery there a couple of laps ago. Maddie's car, Maddie looks like she can put the car wherever she wants it, so good clean racing from both drivers there, J-Man. Who else we got going down backwards here? Hendo.
Yeah, who have I got there?
Oh, it's Hughes, is it?
So,
what's going on there? Got someone in the pits. Oh, that's old mate, the new guy.
Yeah, Joel Amos, and also I thought I had Wally Baker in the pits as well, but I can't kind of...
Okay, yeah. We're having a bit of a shuffle here on the data, J-Man. Can you see what's going on there?
Yeah, mine's going a bit crazy as well, mate, so I'm not sure. We'll just hopefully that settles
down a little bit.
It's having a moment.
So, close battles.
Firthy's still on T-Fam, still going hard, and
Dixon Dayton as well.
Yeah, Dixon Dayton. They're just going to come up on Wally Baker, and I have got Wally Baker recorded a 2:05 sit on the jack time with an overall of 2 minutes 37 to cycle pit lane. So that's quite a big stop. It's put him 3 laps down. Amos is now 5 laps down, and the car's still stationary in the pit. So that might be the end of the night for Joel Amos.
Yep.
And Madada's still doing some funny stuff. It's showing that it's jumping around up the top, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, so some crazy stuff going on with the data at the moment.
So what have we got there? Crossland's fallen off the back, to me, of Gunther Rowe and Pete Dawson. So something's happened to Crossy there, and we've lost him off the back of that battle. That battle was pretty much Gunther, Crossy, Dawson hunting early in the piece.
Okay, so he's Dawson's passed and gone. So yeah, Crossy's had a moment there.
Yep. Okay, Firthy's through on Fam also, so I've just missed that. Sorry, that might be a 1 minute, but he's through. And that was certainly shaping up that was the intent, was for Mr. Firth to press on through. So Firthy and Fam switching positions. You remember we talked about how successful their qualifying was leading into this one, fourth and fifth. Obviously being pipped by Matty T at the moment, and now they're fifth and sixth. But I believe that is a swap around, so I'll be able to give you the data on that. Firthy is currently in fifth, and that's the position he started in. Fam is down 2 positions. So Fam was clearly in fourth at the start of this race. Matty T, the big mover and shaker, is up 3 positions. So potential podium, still with an hour and 3 minutes to go on this one. So there's a lot to write before we get to that scenario. But 4 seconds the lead now, Maverick over Chris Curley. So Maverick got just a ton of pace on that Lamborghini at the moment, and Chris Curley out there doing Curley things. But yeah, Mav's just got that edge tonight. Data's still doing the Lonergan here. So Nightingale, Josh Nightingale up 5 positions from the start of the race. That's a great drive there from Josh in the 196 Lamborghini. Beautifully presented car.
Yeah, as Mav and obviously Curley as well, just starting to work their way through the lap traffic there. J-Man, like you mentioned, Matty T past Makalos in third, Makalos in fourth, Nick Firth fifth, T-Fam in sixth now.
So it'll be interesting to see. I think was the Dayton car, was he behind Dixon prior to us sort of just...
No, Dayton's always been in front of Dixon.
Okay, so Dixon status quo, started in 8th, still running in 8th. Matt Dayton, however, you know, made the comment on the chat earlier that he didn't have the pace for Fam or Firth. Interestingly enough, running P7 in front of him, he has got T-Fam, and then he has got Nick Firth. How far up the road are they?
Not that far. Not that far at all.
So, you know.
But Dayton, a very clean racer. I just wonder whether, you know, maybe some mistakes from the boys in front have, you know, like gifted him some time, track time there.
Yeah, however, though, albeit, you know, I think he is still certainly doing this on merit. Bring those up for you, Dave. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, okay. So their boys' times, Fam and First times, are still vastly quicker than Dayton's time by, you know, 0.3, 0.4 seconds. So there you go.
Last lap time round, Matt Dayton, 34.8, T-Fam 34.8, Firth 34.7. So nothing in it last lap round. So that might have been a little bit of to and fro between Fam and Firth, but I'm going to pick up on just having a look, and I think it was Dayton at, I believe it was Coda, somewhere around round 4. Great result there. I think if you remember correctly, I think it was maybe somewhere around there. Had that Honda absolutely wound up, so knows what it's like to perform at the highest level and get up towards the top end. So I don't know. I just want to have a look at these lap times around now, this time around, and see what Dayton stacks up like against Firthy and Fam. So I'll give you the 3. So 33.8 Firth, 33.9 Fam, 34.2. So as you mentioned, good 2-3 tenths in it.
Yeah, 2 or 3 tenths. Pretty consistently between those cars. So, like, if they come back to him, that's what I'm saying, J-Man. It's the mistakes made from the quicker guys in front of him that are allowing him to get close. As we just watched Dawson actually starting to range up
on Dixon. On
road. As we wind down, so we look a little over halfway, half an hour into this 90-minute race, so the first third of the race, and yeah, look, these guys will start to feel a little bit of fatigue probably from now on, you know, like some of them probably more than others. But yeah, 90-minute race tonight. They will, obviously, probably another 15 minutes or so. We get to that about halfway mark. We will see a flurry of pit stops, and I'm sure these guys will have that front of mind about how they're going to manage all that. J-Man, it is round 7, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us again. Please give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Round 4 at Misano. It is Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5, brought to you by Nortec, Track 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, Crossy 43, and broadcast by MATCHFIT Entertainment. J-Man.
Yeah, so some key things for me, just watching as this thing's shaking out, as we've just dipped into that final 60-minute phase of this race. Obviously, still early days,
Yep.
Being a 90, but I'm just looking at, I guess, the pace and attitude of Maddie since passing Costas. She's pulled that out to just over 2 seconds from him, and she's trucking along with good pace. And the other one also is once Firthy cleared Pham, and he's 2.3 seconds behind Costas, that I don't think that's undoable. And albeit we see Dayton's just shy of a couple of tenths here or there in lap speed, you know, we know how much can be won or lost on pit road. So I think that that battle there, I'm going to say 3 through 6 is certainly on the cards, depending on what happens come pit time and tyre selection and fuel load going towards the back end of this thing. So that's what's on my radar at the moment, is certainly the Matty T, Costas, Firthy, and Costas
Pham
as well. Yeah.
Down to Pham.
Yeah, Pham as well. Pham's definitely in there, but he's just really fallen off the back of Firthy now, the clutches. So I'll just give you an update. Last lap round, Pham there, 33.9. Hang on, so that's his best. Apologies, I was calling his best. So if I have a look,
it's nearly a 35. Yep.
Yeah. So and that versus 34.5s. Obviously the 3 people in front. So Firthy, Costas, and Matty T, all with track cuts on those laps. So that's interesting. So obviously we did talk about the drive-throughs here and the invitational corners that beg you for a little bit more real estate.
We touch on it every week, J-Man. And obviously more so on some tracks than others. Because some, like we always say, just beg you to get out there. This one, not one of the big begging tracks, you know, like it sort of keeps you in check a little bit. But look, drive-through for Wally Baker as we speak, J-Man. I was just going to say Brandon Webley with the only penalty up until now, as we were talking about penalties and track infringements, as we are on Craig McConnell, actually just on the back of Kenneth Worcester. But Wally Baker, as we were speaking, J-Man, drive-through penalty, what will that be for?
That'll be track infringements, mate, unfortunately. Without a doubt. So it's just one of those things that you face when you're out here, and especially the nature of this track. I mean, it's so flowy. Really wants you to grab some of the curbs. The curbs are quite usable here, so it does ask you to use them to try and square off the apexes and get a good run off. And I've got to say, especially the likes, like I mentioned at the top end of the stream, I really feel like, 4, 5, and 6 pretty critical corners at the start of the lap. Yep. Not too much cutting through 1, 2, and 3, but 4, 5, 6 definitely quite tricky. And then the likes of that for me, turn 13 when you're heading down to the right-hand hairpin, that's probably the big one. Yeah,
getting off that back straight, isn't it? With those slowing apexing corners as they roll down to the apex of the hairpin. J-Man, quite easy. Look, and it's just quite easy to get it pointed in a little bit late. And you're just out there, aren't you? As well. So, and you've really just got to address it as quickly as possible, as we just continue to watch out of the back of Kenneth Worcester's car with Elvis, aka Craig McConnell, hot on his heels. Gunther Rowe, another Nissan we can look over the back wing of. with that's right, Pete Dawson.
Pete Dawson,
and just look a little bit further into distance there, J-Man.
Yeah,
Crossy,
Spence, Webley, and
Crossy's still in touch though, so
yeah.
he may have dropped behind Dawson, but didn't drop off the pack. So he's just settling into that, looking for that for that pit stop.
Yep.
So that is, like I said, Tony Spence and Brandon Webley in behind there as well.
So Mark Turbot doing a great job leading M-Class car out there at the moment, currently running P19. Got good margin over Adrian Kramer. Got a good 20-odd seconds up the road there, so certainly good margin there for him. So looking for a solid result. And I believe if I check my data, I think you'll find that Mr. Turbot is currently running P3. Wally Baker obviously not having the best night at the moment. He's just got a drive through, so that's going to cost him a lot. And then Adrian Kramer is the next. So looking to make some gains. It's like I mentioned at the top end of the stream, there's only 3-point swing between first and second in that AM class. So lots to play for Turbot and Kramer. So running 19th, 20th, or first and second in class at the moment, and reversed on what the results are outright. So looking for a bit of a swing here on the points.
Definitely
the margin stabilising there between Firth and Macrolos Davo at the moment.
So look, we will just pick up, J-Man, if you can just carry me for a moment as we pick up an in-car from Steve the Stig Crossland here in the Porsche, and we'll do a lap with him in car back in a moment.
Now we'll leave you with the beautiful tones of this Porsche as he chases down the Lamborghini for a lap. So we'll embark on it now, and we'll leave that with you for about a minute, 30-something seconds. Yeah, so there you have it. So not a lot in it between those three cars at battle at the moment. Pete Dawson actually looking very, very hungry, as we saw not too many laps ago. He's just trying to size up the strengths and weaknesses of that Nissan in front of him, which Crossy's got the box seat to watch, actually. But yeah, every time they make the straight, the Nissan's just got that straight line, so he can't really do anything with it. Obviously closes up under brakes, and Crossy sort of just hanging in there. I feel like I think if he could be closer, he would. So it sort of gives you the idea of the pace of Dorset and Rowe in front of him.
Yeah.
Obviously, to give you an idea of the times that last that round, Gunther 35-0, 35-0 for Dawson, 35-2 for Crossan. So it's just sort of hanging in there at the moment, and be conscious of a recovering Brandon Webley and P14 behind him, Davo. But yeah, nothing wrong with the lap we just witnessed from Crossy. It's just struggling for a little bit of pace. I was going to mention prior to you just checking out there that the dig is definitely there, because if we have a look at the last lap round, obviously Maverick doing a pretty stellar 34-1, but I quote them back from there. Chris Curley on a 35-1, 35-0 for Matty T, 34-6 for Costas was a particularly good lap that time around, but then 35s down to Dayton, and then Firthy with a 145 because he is in the pit lane.
As Steve, the Stig Crossland as well, J-Man. The boys starting to roll in as we start to we're winding down very closely to the halfway mark here. 48 minutes remaining out of 90, J-Man. So yes, we are starting to see the first indicative pit stops from the boys already. Nick Firth on his way out.
35 seconds on the jacks with a total time of 1:09 and counting. So probably see him with about 1:18 or 17 out of the lane. 1:16 overall with a 35 jack time. So Crossland bettering that by 3 seconds, 32 seconds on the jack. And only spent 34 seconds on the jacks.
So it all adds up, J-Man. We know
in the lane.
We know, and we will be up to date, and we will keep all you boys up to date with the timing from the guys here, guys and gals. As we see, like you said, was it Matty T in the pit as well?
Yep, so Crossan with the fastest
so far, yes.
Transit time, 1:14 outright. So 32 seconds on the jack to take a tyre. We understand that 30 is probably peak optimum. So 32 seconds a very, very quick stop.
Yep, definitely. Webley in the lane, I think, J-Man.
Yep, he is. So I'll keep you up to date with the front runners, because we know how much, we just watched Maddie pass Costas in this opening stint of this race and pull out, sort of 2.5 seconds, and how long that took her to pull out 2.5 seconds. However, if you lose 2.5 seconds in the lane, it's a very, very hard number to recover. And I can tell you, Matty T with a 36-second jack time, if you see somebody like Costas Bakalos and come in and do a 31 or 32 second stop on the jack, that negates everything that Matty just made in that opening stint. So it really screams the relevance to how good you got to do these 1% things in the pit time, so in the pit lane. So
yes, J-Man, and we talk about it all the time. And look, when the field has been very closely bunched here tonight, obviously with a very clean start to the race this evening, and it will count. It will count without a doubt. As we just look back over the rear wing of the Guerrilla Racing Skyline, the R35 here. Dawson just looking a little bit unhappy in that car around the last couple of corners, and clearly showing it with a little bit of a gap between himself and Gunther as he ducks off into the pits. I did wonder whether he was distracted by his little pit menu there. As the guys quite often do.
From the lead of the race too, mate, is in the lane. And he has a 35-second jack time, so not too much stress. He did have a fair bit of margin over Chris Curley. The one that's popped up for me that interesting at the moment is the 26 car Brandon Webley with a 46-second pit time there as far as stationary, so just under 1.5 minutes, 1:29 for a trundle. So I wonder if that car did have some damage and he was just giving it a bit of a repair. Because 46 seconds is quite a long stop for tyres. So
yeah, definitely. Craig McConnell and Pete Dawson in the pits now. Dawson in the Lamborghini, who was tucked in behind the Guerrilla Racing, obviously Nissan of Gunther Rowe. J-Man, how was he on the jacks there?
So who you talking about? Pete Dawson?
Yeah, Pete Dawson.
Yeah, so 33-second stop. So that's quite relevant, because when you call Gunther Rowe in the lane, that'll be very, very relevant if, if Gunther goes as slow as a sort of 36 second stop, that could be enough for an undercut.
For sure. Curley in the lane as well, J-Man.
Yeah, Chris Curley coming in from the lead of this race relinquishes it to Costas Makrolos over T-Fam provisionally while these pit stops shake out. So
as we see, Dixon, Fam and Dayton all in the pits. Nathan Henderson also. Curley looked like he was on the stops for a while there, J-Man. What was his time looking like?
He's equalled the second best time with a 32-second stop.
Very nice. There you go.
To Max Crossland. So that will be very, very good for Curley.
So as Mav crosses the start-finish line here.
Yeah, Curley still exiting pit lane.
So yeah,
not on the limiter, off the limiter yet.
So yeah, big gains there, J-Man, to be had in the pits, and no pressure for Mav there with just retaining that gap that he entered the pits with. And surely, as these pit stops shake out, will
the Gunther Rose a second quicker.
Oh, is Gunther in there?
A second quicker than Pete Dawson.
Oh, well, he's easily got
33 second stop. Pete Dawson with 32. Yeah, but what was the in-lap versus the out-lap like as far as overall pace? These two are going to come out together. You could bet your money that these two will be side by side. Crossland goes through. So
Crossland's through. So he's got Dawson. Well, he was the quickest lap stop so far, wasn't he?
Yep. Now where is?
We just got eyes on. Oh, this is close. Dawson on road.
Yeah, so pretty status quo for those two, but Crossland really duping both of them and absolutely smashing that stop. We mentioned that he had a 32, but Rowe also had a 32 second stop, and Pete Dawson with a 33. So that was
like
all
I mentioned,
track on the outlap for Steve Crossland.
That's that in lap, isn't it?
Yeah, and I tell you what, tucked in behind them, I'm talking Gunther Rowe and Pete Dawson, is Tony Spence, and he's just picked up a drive-through for track infringements.
Oh, no, that's unfortunate as Dawson runs wide immediately on cold tyres there.
And he may have seen the DT. He didn't need to do that at all.
So, I don't think that was his fight there, J-Man, obviously with the drive-through.
No, and he's going to have Webley. He's going to have Webley for company any second too, coming up on the straight.
Ooh. So Frodo holding down first position as Webley actually is just rounding him up already, J-Man, before Frodo's even pitted.
Yeah, he does. And I tell you what, so an interesting stat coming out of the pit lane is Matty T with a 36-second stationary time over Costas Makrolos is 33. You can clearly see that out on track that Costas would definitely made a little bit of margin back there for sure.
Yeah, needed that. I don't think the car's got it in it, so the pit stop was the only alternative there, J-Man.
Yep.
Where is Fam and Nick Firth here?
Berthie's still got margin over Fam. Didn't make anything on Costas because Berthie had a 35-second stop. So he made a second outright on Matty, but 35 seconds for him. T-Fam had a 32-second stop, but however, we have seen the difference, I think, displayed by Steve Crossland about how good the outlap or the inlap can be. Obviously, we can only give you the pit lane stationary time and overall lane time. Clearly that was done out. Trundle time was, and that was clearly done out on track for Steve Crossland. So good gain there for Crossy because I really felt like he was battling to stay with those guys.
Yes, as we just pick up on this battle here, J-Man, it is
Nathan
Hughes, Nathan Henderson, Steve Crossland.
Yep.
I think that is that 3 Astons in a row there? I think it is there. And that is Crossland tucked in behind it there.
The Porsche, so 2 Astons and a Porsche. The third one's out of position.
That's Craig McConnell out of position there, J-Man. So yeah, that looks like it's going to ramp up a little bit, but yeah, like you mentioned, Craig McConnell out of position there, and he has pitted. So down a lap for Craig McConnell. I think he's just looking to let Crossy go, as you can see that in the background.
So it's a painful one for Tony Spencer. He just chundles down pit lane at 49k an hour to clear that pit lane penalty drive through.
So look, with Crossland clearing the Dawson and Gunther in the pits there, he really has just focused ahead of him, and has got Hendo and Hughesy in his crosshairs. That thing is quick tonight.
Well, I'm shocked. So something's gone on there, whether he's on a better set of tyres or something's going on, because I tell you, whether he did it on the outlap would be interesting to just find out from Steve Crossland a little bit later on. But what the deal was, because like I mentioned, he didn't do them by too much in the pit stops.
No.
You know, we're talking Gunther Rowe had a 32-second stop.
No, it was on track, wasn't it? It was either the in or the outlap.
And Dawson had a 33-second stop. So it's just, yeah, he's clearly done it out on track. He's had an absolute stomper, and now he's engaged in this battle with Hendo and Hughesy.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how far up the road Dixon is, but Dixon's not that far up the road. He's probably...
No, and who's that? Is that Kramer? That is Kramer's car. Just tucked in there.
Yeah, tucked in there. He's just going to get out the way of these three, because these three are going at it. So, and I think it's up the road further, it's still status quo for Matty T and Costas. I think that's sort of shaking itself back out. Matty's got that back out to 1.5, 1.6 seconds. So that's sort of shaking it out, but a pretty good stop there from Costas to gain back a few seconds. It's yeah, Pete Dawson. So Pete Dawson back in the lane, is he? What's going on? Pete Dawson's back in the pit lane. So something's gone wrong at his pit stop there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting situation, J-Man. We saw no penalties come up on the little leader tower there. So Dawson quite possibly going back, maybe fuel. Not having enough fuel in the car. Geez, why would you go back otherwise?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Warts and all, I suppose we can find out. Copy, Pete. Sorry to grab you at this awkward moment, mate. Have you got us on comms? Just looking, comms team just looking to touch base, see what happened there. You're in a spirited battle, and now we see you in pit lane.
I just put the wrong set of tyres on and had a bit of a... Not the fit.
Oh, what's happened there, Pete? I've lost you, mate. I can't see you.
Speeding in pit lane that time.
Oh dear, so we've lost Pete there. I haven't got him on my data at the moment. I'll leave that with you. Sorry to grab you, Pete. We're just trying to find out what's going on there, buddy.
Yep, no worries.
Cheers, mate. I'm not sure. He's gone from my data. Was he dropped right down?
I think he might have. Oh, what have we got there? Oh, Dawson with a DQ.
Oh, he's in 21st.
He's got DQ on my data there, Jamie.
Oh, I see what's happened there. He might have released the pit lane speed limiter. I maybe shouldn't have talked to you. Sorry, Pete, if that was anything to do with that. Was literally just trying to touch base. So something's gone on. The wrong set of tyres now, speeding in pit lane. That is a shocker, because he was in a great battle with Gunther Rowe and Steve Crossland.
Steve Crossland as well, Jamie. And so
now Gunther Rowe is coming out of... Okay, I'm just trying to see, because I see Crossland's 11th, Gunther Rowe's 12th, but he's quite some way back, isn't he?
He is some way back. Like I said, once Crossland cleared the two boys, Dawson and Rowe, he really focused immediately on the cars in front, which is Aston Hughes and Nathan Henderson.
Yeah.
So moved forward fairly quickly now. They snuck past, I think it was Adrian Kramer's bright green Lamborghini. Now Gunther's only just coming up behind that car now. This is like, I don't know, a lap and a
Crossland,
half or so
Crossland, Henderson.
later. So, yeah, plenty going. Crossland, Henderson.
Can he make it live around the
outside? Has the Porsche got the stick? It'll give him the inside into this funny little awkward right-hander here. He'll have this, J-Man.
Yeah, I just feel like Hendo wasn't prepared to fight that one, although he's going to come back here.
Although
it's a drag race.
It is absolutely a drag race.
And they go side by side through here. I don't think I want to be out on the outside through.
I don't think Crossy wants to be either. As he tucks it back in.
He's going to tip it down, a switchback. Beautiful move by Crossland. Hendo's going to try to do the
yet,
again. This is a beautiful bit of racing by these two. Crossland's got the optimum line here. Hendo's left out to dry on the marbles. Beautiful spot of racing from those two. That sees Steve Crossland move up another spot. So
yeah, and puts him in the top 10 as well, J-Man. So
does.
Nice work. Crossy moving forward. Yep. And now has, like I said, Ashton Hughes in his crosshairs. And look, he really did. I mean, fantastic exchange from himself and Henderson. But he did dispatch Henderson pretty neatly there, didn't he? So, look, if I was Hughes, I'd be worried at the moment with Crossland definitely on the move here tonight, J-Man, as we wind down towards the 30-minute mark. Yeah. So, yeah, getting down to the back end of this race here. Crossy looking speedy there in the Rainlight Racing Nortec car.
Sorry to interrupt, mate. Sorry to interrupt. I literally just saw Costas Makrolos have a moment between, I think it was the back end of the track, and he's already come into pit lane. He got a drive through. He's actually grabbed the wall in pit lane on the way in. The red light is down, and he actually got a. I just saw him. It was through that tricky last turn.
I think the cameras might just pick this up here, actually. Yep. A little bit wide.
And he just picked up a drive through, so that's a big upset, and that shifts everybody just immediately behind him in front, the likes of Firthy, Pham, Dayton. Dixon's going to round him up here. Hughesy.
What is the go with these pit stops?
No, that's a drive-through, mate. He's serving a drive-through. He got the drive-through.
Oh, back when he missed the corner.
Yeah. He fired it straight into pit lane.
Yeah.
So he's going to be coming out very, very close to Steve Crossland. Sorry, Hughesy. So Hughesy right on his bumper now. So that will be drop him down to 8th position of what was effectively 4th. So that cost him 4 spots. So what can I tell you about that?
Surely that car's carrying some damage now as well, because it looked like a fairly heavy hit into the pit wall as he entered the pits there, J-Man, and great pace there, but left it way late.
So there you have it. If you're going to make a copper drive-through here tonight, it's going to cost you every bit of 39 seconds out of the race time. So that's what it cost us. So that takes a whole lot of pressure off of Matty T, who has just rounded up. I believe that's probably Mark Turbot, who is the class-leading AM-class car out there in P17. So he's doing a great job at the moment. Crossland up 4 positions since the start of this race. Can he make it more? Where is Hughesy? How far up the road? 1.9 seconds.
Oh, he's got some work to do, but still definitely doable, J-Man. Hughes now has the carrot of Makrolos's Ferrari in front of him as well, so Hughes might pick the pace up a little bit. But look, Crossland looking extremely speedy in the Rainlight Racing Nortec car tonight. Doing a fantastic job here tonight at round 8 at Misano for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5. Brought to you, of course, by the awesome guys at Nortec, Trek 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, Crossy 43, and broadcast by MATCHFIT Entertainment. J-Man, we are into the final 30 minutes of this race.
Okay, so Hendo Crossland's probably one of the closer battles out there at the moment. Probably Hendo Crossland, and also probably I don't know whether Hughesy. I think Macrolos will probably pull away from Hughesy here and try and chase down Dixon, but there's going to be a tall order for the next 28 minutes.
Yeah, I suspect Crossland will reel in Ashton in the Aston.
Yep.
And we will see that get closer. I feel Ashton will be feeling the pressure, even with about 20 car lengths that he's got. Yep. So, yeah, Macrolos will just obviously be kicking himself and just be looking to sort of redeem himself and get back and just in some clean air. So
yeah, well, that lap time round was certainly a leveler for Ashton. He 34.6 plays a 34.9 over Steve Crossland, and it's trended a couple of tenths in the way of Ashton for the last 2 laps. So obviously Crossy got a lot to think about with Hendo right on the back of him, and funnily enough, I'm just looking at Firthy currently sitting in 4th position, puts him up 1. Matty T up 3 positions. But yeah, Crossland, the big mover, up 4 positions. Josh Nightingale up 6 positions. Kramer up 4 positions. So yeah, I'm not going to dwell on the too many that have lost positions, but there's a few big numbers in there. Obviously, Costas and Webley come to the fore.
Come to
we're
mind.
thinking about that.
Yeah, look, this is the ups and downs of racing in general, but yeah, the boys and girls all doing a fantastic job. Matty T holding down 3rd position on the podium provisionally. Nick Firth doing a stellar job, backing up from the other week in 4th. T-Fam in 5th. T-Fam doing a stellar job as well. Matty Dayton, Will Dixon, Costas Macrolos in 8th, Aston Hughes and Steve the Stig, we're going to call him, Crossland, rounding out the top 10. One of the movers and shakers tonight, J-Man.
Have a look at the attitude of the 31 Trek 31 car of Nathan Henderson at the moment. I've just been watching him speedway this last lap.
Yeah. He wants to stay in that tow, doesn't he, with Crossland? He knows that car's speedy. He thinks the Aston can keep up with him, but damn, it looks loose.
It does. I'll just get you to cover me for a second, mate. I just make a trip to the fridge. Yep.
So, yeah, just that little bit of a slip-up you can just see clearly on camera there as they run out onto that little mid-straight there, down the hill, little straight hill shoot, straight line shoot down the hill there. Really did Nathan Henderson's gap to Crossland no good at all. So Crossley still moving forward. We would expect to see this battle sort of wrap up towards the end of the race. As we wind down, a little over 25 minutes to go. Some of the other moves and shakers, Fadado up 3 or 4 position as well from starting position. Gunther Rowe holding down 11th. He has now Webley starting to hunt him down. Who is that in front of Gunther Rowe? That is an out of position Craig McConnell. So as much that is a something to aim for Gunther Rowe, not racing him for position. So they've got to remember where their battles are.
Still, it's nice to beat somebody else in another class, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Webley just starting to get towards the back of that skyline as well. J-Man, Webley has not looked comfortable all night, though, my friend.
No, look, he's it's probably been one of the more testing nights for Brandon tonight. We're used to seeing him really challenging up in those top 5 positions, and I tell you what, it just, It didn't go well right from the get-go. I think turn 2, 3, as we see. I don't know if you picked up on it, Wally Baker with a drive-through there. So I'm not sure if that's
No,
the first or second drive-through for Wally, but I think it may be the second.
I think it might be the second one actually, J-Man. So unlucky in the the aptly numbered number 13 Porsche there. So Wally Baker looking to do another trundle down the pit lane tonight.
Quick shout out to whoever obviously haven't had a lot to say about the likes of Maverick and Cooley, because they've been out in a different postcode.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they're looking to try and race these cars to round 9. But however, Maverick out there still doing his thing. Last at round 33.777. Cooley up there does actually have the fastest lap of the race on a 33.437 over Maverick's 33.467. But last lap round for Cooley was a 34.7. So a few guys out there be at just that last lap round able to run a little bit quicker, the likes of Matty, Nick Firth, just to name a couple.
Yeah, definitely.
Even Costas with a 34.0 out there. So
well, he's Costas is full attack mode on the back of Dixon at the moment. So
okay,
this is for position, and Dixon may have made a little bit of an error there earlier because he has come back to Macrolos extremely quickly, J-Man.
Yep.
And it is now on. We've seen these two cars side by side through the first sector already in this lap.
Pulls out of the draft.
Macrolos looking for the inside. Oh, this is tense stuff, J-Man. What a pass.
Yeah, Dixon rolled out of it. I think he was thinking about a switchback, but probably just picked up the throttle just a touch too quick there. We saw that move being done with, I think that was Crossland and I think maybe...
Dawson or Henderson it would have been.
Yeah,
oh, it might have been Hendo, actually.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the two.
Yep. So, yeah, nice work. We also seen Matty T actually pulling off a nice... move very similar to that tonight already, very early in the race. 22 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen, and plenty of racing to go, as you can well see, as the guys and girls going at it right down to the wire. Some of these battles will go, we know this.
Yeah, so Hendo really staying firm with Crossy at the moment. We mentioned earlier, it looked like Crossy was going to pull away. The time is very much, very similar. Ashton Hughes doing a good job just out there in front of them in P9. Just got the measure, I think, on lap pace at the moment, although Crossy's last lap was probably the best out of those three, Hughesy, Crossy and Hendo. So a little bit of ebb and flow. He who gets the best lap on that lap is obviously just taking the number at the moment, but nothing in it.
No, definitely not. And look, these drivers have had a pretty well perfect track here tonight, haven't they, J-Man? The temps and the ambient and the track temps pretty well haven't changed all evening. So yeah, look, optimum track, fantastic weather. As we see Hendo.
Yeah, I like the look of the Aston through this section. It does look very good.
Albeit a little bit loose. Yeah, albeit a little bit loose.
Yeah, his intention is to really make the most of those tighter corners there. And we know the Porsche gets off the corner particularly well, but that Aston's certainly making the apex. As you see there, the amount of curb that he used there.
Yeah.
A little bit tighter on the apex there than Crossy. Probably pretty similar through 3. But couple of sharp right-handers here and try and set the car up through 4, 5 and 6. Tucks the car down the inside, really shows the intent. Crossy not being able to get back across, so he's going to be shallow for this one. Unfortunately, Hendo didn't quite get that line right, otherwise the option was there.
Big handful of opposite lock there.
Yeah.
Just had to step it away. And we've seen this. I saw it 2 laps ago, J-Man, just as you stepped away from the mic. Oh, it's Crossy with a big slip there from the Rainlight Racing Porsche.
So, a lot of pressure at the moment, and maybe that Porsche just running into a little bit of tyre trouble. He was...
So these guys, look, really testing the lateral grip on these cars at the moment, as we could just see. I just noticed in the background there, J-Man, in camera shot there, Webley passed Gunther Rowe as well. So,
Okay.
and Craig McConnell, mind you, still out of position, but still hanging with this bunch of cars. So
Oh, you just spoke and he's just gone off.
Webley.
Yeah, McConnell.
Oh, McConnell. Okay. So,
Yeah. So you just jinxed him there, mate. So right on cue.
So I didn't even have him in camera shot. Just mentioned him.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and you have to say their name.
Sorry, I was. But yeah. So yeah, these guys still in fairly close proximity, and so yeah, even the slightest mistake will be to the detriment of their race. As we just pick up on Webley there, and you can see Gunther in the background, and the two boys, Nathan Henderson and Steve Crossland, in the foreground here. So plenty to play for. 18 minutes yet to go in this race.
Yeah, so you think Hendo just missed an opportunity there?
I think so.
Just didn't have the grip underneath him there, or just a couple of little bits of, I think that car is loose on, it's definitely loose on exit.
Yep. Yeah, when he's
so
picking up the throttle, it just, you can see it. And but although we've seen the Crossland Porsche do very similar things, so however, vastly different handling cars, yeah, doing very similar things. So yes, this battle will go down to the wires, I suspect. J-Man, Nathan Henderson, looking sharp.
Just before, Maverick out there 11.5 seconds over Cooley, Davo. So
we'll pick up the boys. Let's give them a bit of airtime, J-Man.
Yep.
So yeah, massive lead over Cooley.
Yeah, equally Cooley over Matty T. So first and second comfortably cemented there, and you could argue that Matty T got 6 seconds over Nick Firth, but Cooley and Maverick done nothing wrong here tonight. Just picture perfect pit stops, and the race pace just fantastic from the start of this thing, and Cooley really took it to Mav at the start of this one, Davo. Really went with him, and then Mav just been able to just maybe hold those laps for longer. I did mention earlier about the dig, because I actually had seen them fall off before that tyre stop, but no such troubles at the moment.
So good recovery from Costas Makrolos, actually, J-Man, to move not only past Dixon but start to head towards Dayton. Yeah, so look, as unfortunate as the mistakes have been, that car has looked quick tonight, and he's still with over 15 minutes to go in the race. Still quite possibly could get on the back of the Matt Dayton train, who is just at the end of this start-finish straight from him. So
he's pulled 2.5 seconds since I first looked, so that's probably taken him three odd laps to do that. 15.5 minutes left to go. I think it's definitely on the cards. I think last lap round, Makrolos with a 33.8 versus Dayton's 35.0. So there you have it right there. There's pretty good margins to be made if Dayton doesn't have a good one. Interestingly enough, for me, the comment made at the start of the stream in the chat box from Dayton, he wouldn't have enough for T-Fan and Firth. And he clearly knew what sort of pace those boys had, and just given the fact that,
And look where he is, though. He is the next car, though, isn't he?
He is the next car.
He is the next car.
But interestingly enough, Firthy and Fam, obviously Firthy up one, T-Fam down one, so they started 4th and 5th. Obviously the alternate way around have managed to stay there, obviously at the expense of Costas. And I think Brandon Webley that hasn't...
Brandon Webley, yes.
Yeah, hasn't had the best night. Funnily enough, hasn't had the best night, still running in P12, so...
Yep. Yeah, look, we love the battlers, J-Man. The guys that go back, end up down the back of the pack and just continue on, head and eyes forward, J-Man, always.
Well, look at that. Last lap round, he was a second faster than Hendo. We're about to get a read on this lap. He was a 33.6 last lap versus
Webley.
Hendo's 34.6. Yeah.
All over it.
And this time round,
Look at it.
this time round,
He's all over him.
I think, what are we looking at? Hendo with the 35.3, Webley with the 34.4. So almost another second. He's right there. Don't
He's
even
right
need to
there.
quote the numbers.
No, we don't need to quote the numbers. Webley looking to attack immediately, J-Man. No mucking around here. As a Hendo again with that little wriggle out onto that little short shoot straight.
Yep.
We've seen it lap after lap as he chases down Crossland. And once again, the OES bright green Aston Martin of Nathan Henderson. Its signature tail out. Now, as he runs deep, runs deep.
Yeah, this will be all the invitation that Lamborghini will need.
Drag race.
And I'll tell you what, a top 10 is certainly not out of the cards for Webley here.
Oh, we've seen this. We've seen this a few times tonight, J-Man, and Hendo just refuses to let it go. Finds himself out wide. Wow. Wow, I don't think we've seen it run that far down into the complex. And here again,
he's going to fire it down the inside.
Henderson sideways trying to pick the throttle up enough to keep it up the side. Webley.
I'll tell you what, if he had the drive traction there, he would have got it back down the inside, but he just didn't have the tyre underneath him.
Very, very tidy stuff from all of these boys. But Henderson, that car wriggling around again, even under brakes into one there. You can see the car moving around. So, tyre deck, J-Man.
Yeah, give you an update on Macrolos and Dayton. The last time we looked, it was 5 seconds. Now it's 3.5. So,
wow.
Definitely moving forward. That P6 is definitely not out of the question here.
Keep an eye on the Crossland Hughes gaps as well for us, J-Man.
Yep, we'll do. We'll do. It's 3.2 seconds. 3.2 seconds from Crossy to Hughesy. Hughesy 2.5 to Dixon.
So interesting stuff. It doesn't look much on camera, ladies and gentlemen, here, but when you look at the numbers and the way this race has ebbed and flowed throughout the evening so far, some of these battles are going to come down to the wire.
They will. They'll close up with about 3 minutes to go. It'll be all on again, traditional sim style.
They all sort of wake up and go, oh shit, I've only got 5 minutes left.
Yeah, it's the end of the race. I better make another position or two. So
11 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen, as we focus on Crossland across the start-finish line. One more time. 49 laps so far from the 43 Rainlight Racing Nortec car.
1.5 seconds slower was Crossland than Webley, who's chasing him down. I can tell you, Macrolos, last time I told you it was 3.5 seconds. Now it's 2.2. So they're not going to leave it to the final 3 minutes, these guys.
No, definitely not. But just notably, Crossland's lap is 0.6 slower than Aston Hughes in front of him. So although these guys are still in the same camera shot, if we just pan out a little bit here, you can see, there you go, Crossland in the background.
Yep.
So again, Ashton really needs to just keep focused, because the slightest of mistakes and Crossland will be there, and Crossland has Webley right on his tail. Now look, you can see all three of them in camera shot there, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. I think Ashton Hughes has woken up too, and he's just like, look, Dixon's definitely doable. So
yeah, he's got the boogie on. Oh, you reckon he's heading further forward? He's going for Dicko. They're close.
I don't know. I think he's going for Dixon, because that margin's just shrunk a little bit. So he's taken 0.3 out of it in the last lap.
What? Look at that. They are very close now. J-Man, good call.
So Webley 1.8 now to Crossland. He can actually visually see him. The pace difference through the final turn was massive between Crossland and Webley. So margin down to under 9/10 of a second now. So that is happening.
Under 10 minutes to go, J-Man, we are calling it. It is going to tighten up as we would expect. This is sim racing. This is what we love. It could be 6 hours long. These guys are going to bunch at the end as Webley gets very close. Costas Macrolos is doing what?
He's all over the back of Dayton, so that crushed
We've got
massively.
Webley and Crossland as well. Look, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button if you like what you're watching. It's the round 8 here at Misano for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5, brought to you by Nortec, Trek 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, Crossy 43, broadcast by MATCHFIT Racing, Entertainment, should I say. Look at this stuff. Webley on Crossland. Hendo's dropped way back, J-Man.
Oh, and Costas looking for over-under all over the
back of the Honda. As we look over the back wing of the Honda, Costas looking super speedy after that little mishap in the drive-through. Man, has he been quick. He's just like, he's got the angry eyes on. And he's really channeling his energies. And has been a mover and shaker since then. Look, I thought he would close on Dayton. I just didn't expect him to really get this close, this quick, and actually, you know, force for the move, J-Man. I thought he would get up there towards the end of the race, but
yeah, I think you're going to see it come shortly. I don't think it won't be here, but potentially out onto the back straight. If he can set this thing up and try and force Dayton to run wide through the right-hander coming onto the back straight.
Tricky little right-hand up. Yeah, definitely, J-Man. And look,
here he goes. He goes wide. He's going to look to cut back down. Get the drive traction out of here. Open the steering up.
Can he do it?
He's going to tuck underneath that wing. But that Honda, what can we tell you about that Honda's terminal speed? So that Honda, 249k an hour versus 251 for Macrolos. So a couple of k an hour in it. But look for a cutback here. Down the inside, can he make it stick? Yeah,
Ferrari,
he can.
There it is. Dayton.
Okay.
Nothing.
So that brings me back to the same position. Next part of the track, it's going to end up being the same part of the track by the time we get there. Webley on Crossland. Can he do the same? Crossland super sideways down through 12.
Oh,
faces Webley on the inside.
Wow. Look, is he going to hold in there? Damn, that's close, J-Man.
Yeah, I think Webley just may have backed out of that, thinking that Crossy was going to get sideways and head towards the infield.
So, smartly so from Webley. He knows he's got a few more laps up. Not many, though, laps up his sleeve, J-Man.
No.
And Crossy going into defensive mode. You can see him clearly covering into one there. Webley will be looking for that little... Oh, he needs to set him up, doesn't he? He's got to be close enough, but not too close. Crossing really working the rear rubber on that Porsche. You can see it moving around, even from the helicam here, J-Man. Crossland again covers ever so slightly, just enough. That's all you need to do. Crossland wide. Webley close.
Super close.
We'll stick with this for a moment. Oh, Crossland wide through
again.
The midsection of the corner.
Yeah, he's got to get right underneath
Webley
the wing here.
is going to run for this. Crossland covering like a lot. So,
look. Can he sweep round the outside? It's a long way around there. Crossland loose on the exit. Webley's going to hang
make
there.
it vulnerable on the outside, but Webley again smartly just sticks back.
Tell you another battle that's going on in the background is the Kenneth Worcester and Tony Spence battle going on.
I saw that. was just trying to get a bit of time so we can get
Yeah,
back and have a look at it.
Webley Crossland's still going out. It's still worthy of the cameras. Oh, that was so close into the left-hander then. So super, super close.
So we might just stick on this. We got little under 4.5 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. It's going down to the wire. It's been 90 minutes nearly, and these guys finally just think, okay, let's have a race.
Yeah. Crossy doing a stellar job to hang on here.
Absolutely stellar job.
I'm not sure what's going on with Webley. He's just falling
he's just
right
dropped.
off there. And,
Totally
and Nathan
dropped.
Henderson is right in behind him now. So has he got a mechanical?
Has he got a
mechanical
pedal calibration issue there or something? That car's still not looking fast, J-Man. Henderson's going to just round him up here. Just moves to the inside. Let Henderson sail past. J-Man, what is going on here? It's 3.5 minutes to go.
Is he short on fuel? He's rolling out of it. It looks like he's coasting on fuel.
He's well out of it. That's crazy.
Soon find out in a second what's going on.
Well, hasn't that changed the tune of the race, J-Man, as now we see Gunther Rowe sneaking up behind him. Ladies and gentlemen, as we wind down here for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5 Round 8 at Misano, we see Brandon Webley currently position 12, but has he picked that back up now? It looks like it's picked up again.
Yeah, he's back into it now.
He's back up to speed, so something wrong with that car. And Hendo passed and Crossland just driving away. So now he's got, with 2.5 minutes to go, Gunther Rowe on his tail. If he's having intermittent problems, we could see Gunther Rowe easily getting past Webley here. Webley with such an up and down race tonight, J-Man.
Oh, mate, like you just couldn't script that, you know?
Nah.
Like he's been up and down the ladder like a game of snakes and ladders. Like, mate, he's just... I just went on board to try and pick it up, and I could clearly see him rolling out of the throttle early and coasting through the corners. And,
maybe it's a brake issue then.
well,
It's just weird. It doesn't look right. The car doesn't look fast. But in a straight line, it was holding Gunther Rowe's Nissan. So, interesting stuff as we just pick up out of Worcester's car.
yeah, so he's still chasing down Tony Spence. Now, that's Nick Firth running out of P4 coming up behind them. But honestly, I'd be watching the attitude of Worcester's car, and that Nissan is just all over the back.
Oh, look at it here. Nice run onto this little short shoot straight, J-Man.
Yeah, they'll both be getting blue flags here, so that's going to play a part of this. So, potentially, as we just see straight away, it looked like
Worcester
was
looked like
wide.
he went to go out, but then he realised that I think Firth was still some car lengths back. So,
Yep.
but clearly, I think he's aware of where Firth is now.
Yep.
So those guys in their own battle as the leader starts the final lap, J-Man. There's been plenty going on down through the field.
Here he goes, fast through the triple rights.
Very close to the two corners of the car there. Firthy probably thinking, I might just stay back here.
Yeah, I might just stay out of it. There's only one more to go, boys. You go at it.
Absolutely. Frodo, Frodo Webley changed. Oh, because Webley's in the pits. There you go.
Okay, so Webley clearly had an issue there. And I think that was a quick splash and dash, mate.
I think it might have been, as we see him off the jacks and rolling already in back of shot. As the leaders are on the final lap.
Ashton Hughes all over the back of Will Dixon too, with one more to go. These guys are just about to start their final lap, and there's nothing in this. We talked about Ashton driving away from Cross and heading towards Dixon, but I didn't see it sneak up this quickly.
So Ashton, like you said, really started to, show in his times once the pressure started to build from behind. And even though it was some car lengths behind him, he did respond to it
He did.
and started moving forward towards Dixon. And again, it's not one of those battles we just didn't think we would see before the end of the race.
And this will be one of those, he'll know. It's the last lap. He's got to go for it.
He does,
And,
he does.
Sorry, we just picked up Maverick.
As we see
finishing there.
Mav across the line to win
And-
round 8 in the 2024 Round-8 Racing 20.
And Curley just
Curley.
coming across the line now also.
As well, so nice work. Matty T will be next, cab off the rank in 3rd position. J-Man, nice work. We will go back to this Firth, who is just sitting in behind some of the lapped vehicles here of, I think it's Worcester and Spence. And he will come across to take 4th in Round-8 Racing's Round 8 here at Misano in their 2024 GT3 Series. T-Fam in 5th. Macalos coming across in 6th. Matt Dayton.
P7.
Will
And this
Dixon.
battle with Will Dixon and Ashton Hughes.
Oh, Ashton.
And Dixon sideways out of the final corner, just throwing everything at that Porsche.
Both of them. Just
Beautiful.
literally drifting out of the final corner, those two boys.
And then comes
for 8th and
Crossy.
9. And Crossy rounding out the top 10 with Hendo, Fotado. Look, Webley should have been in there somewhere, J-Man. Somewhere in that bunch of mid-pack there, and he's just not there. Gunther Rowe, Shane Fotado, Kenneth Worcester, Brennan Webley, Mark Turbot, Craig McConnell, Adrian Kramer, Josh Narding, Gale, and the list goes on. J-Man, what a cracking race.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was a brilliant race to call, Davo. I absolutely enjoyed that. Just right down to even Kenneth Worcester at the back end there, chasing down. Who was that? That must have been. I've just lost it. Sorry, I'm just looking at the list, trying to see who's first cab off the rank. It will be Maddie.
Oh, Matty T, J-Man.
Yeah, it will be Maddie T. So where is Maddie?
Matty T,
All right.
Chris Cooley, and then Mav.
Yep. All right, so we shall bring Maddie T down. Maddie, you got us on comms?
Yeah, hey guys.
Hey, mate. Stellar race, mate. Give us a bit of an insight to how that played out for you, especially the battle at the start.
Yeah, I'm just so dead right now. I can barely think. So yeah, I think I got a position off the start, I think, and then battled
Yes.
with Firthy for a bit. I think maybe he went a bit wide and I got through. And then with Costas, just going at it forever, honestly. And I just got a run on him on the straight, managed to get through, and then he stayed on me for ages. It was scary, and then I thought I'd pit before him because I usually when I come out on new tires, I do even faster laps than I did at the start of the race because you're really warmed up. So I
Yep.
thought I would be able to build a big gap. Actually hit the pit wall going in to the
Okay.
pits and got 3 seconds of damage. So then when I came out, I had to do really quick laps so that Costas wouldn't jump me. And I
Okay.
ruined my tires. So when Costas got a DT, honestly, I was really lucky because my pace by the end of the race had just fallen off. So
Okay, well, it didn't show after that, and I can tell you. So we were watching with intent at that phase of the race, Maddie, because it was a beautiful pass that you put on, because you showed the intent once you cleared Firthy and you moved up and took the battle to Costas. But that undercut, albeit in theory, was good. Your stationary time on the pits was around 3 seconds longer
Yeah,
than
damage.
Costas. Yeah. So
Yep.
that was 36 plays of 33. So we know how hard it is to make 3 seconds on the track. So, however, that probably closed the gap within 1.4 to 1.6 again when you came back out. So you probably lost physically on track. You probably lost another second and a half out on track because of that. But nonetheless, you still pulled away after the fact. And then obviously she was all she wrote once he got the drive through. But nonetheless, you still had to focus. Talk to us about maybe track cuts out there tonight, Maddie. Were you on the fringe limit of too many, or was it pretty safe?
No, it was okay. I got 2 throughout the race, so nothing too stressful. you know, one about 30 minutes in, another about 60 minutes in, so I wasn't too worried about it.
Yep.
Once I got on 2, I definitely reined it in a little bit, because at that point all I had to do was hold off Firthy, and I had a big gap, so I didn't really have to push it anymore. So yeah.
Yep. And what about tyre deg on that Lambo, mate? Well, how'd the tyres hold up through both those stints?
First stint was good. Second stint, I was sliding everywhere. I had no control of the car by the end. It's Tokyo
Okay.
Drift.
Well, very, very good. So you're certainly, good points haul tonight. That'll serve you well. Currently sitting P9 in the championship. So obviously beating the likes of Dixon, Crossland, Gazzetti, Dayton, Chaplin, Chan, and Webley. We'll see you certainly move up in the title fight. We're still 4 to go, mate. So well done tonight, Maddie. A very impressive drive.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thanks guys.
Right, mate. Talk again.
Yep, see ya.
Bye. All right, so there you
Well
go, Maddie
down,
T.
Medicine T. There, another stellar run. Actually, J-Man pretty well faultless. Apart from like she just pointed out a couple of mistakes, but yeah, just pipping Firthy there in the opening lap there, and yeah, not looking back. Nice work.
Okay, so next cab off the rank will be Chris Cooley. And I'm not sure if Mr. Cooley is in chat. Traditionally not. He doesn't like talking to me, does Mr. Cooley. I'm not sure why. However, I'll just have one more look.
Let's
And
we'll have a look, see if we can find this
I'm
man.
not sure why, because I actually really like the guy. So
He's a hard man to get hold of, Chris Curley, who has look pretty well just sailed his own race there tonight. A J-Man, like in clean air between Madison and Mav. So yeah, I would suspect a pretty uneventful race, J-Man, but nonetheless, we must move on. And
all right, okay. So what we'll do is we'll substitute, and what we'll do is we'll go and grab our race winner, and we'll grab him down here. And Mav, you got us on comms?
Yeah, guys. G'day.
Hey, mate, congratulations. Epic race. Were you trying to race to round 9, or you trying to race to the next track, mate? That was pretty bloody epic. Great start. Great battle with Mr. Curley. Give us a summarise. What can you tell us?
Yeah, I thought well, I didn't actually know if I wanted him behind me or not, because I didn't really want 90 minutes of pressure.
Yep.
But after the first few laps, yeah, it was half a second, and I just thought, oh, yeah, this is going to be on for 90 minutes. And then I hadn't had any good pit stops lately, so I thought, you know, if I'm gonna come out in front, I need to build some sort of a gap. But I think he must have just maybe struggled a little bit with the tyres or something, and his pace just progressively dropped off, and
yep.
I could just maintain like a reasonable pace, and the car was just hooked up and didn't make
hooked.
Yeah, it was just planted. So I think it's probably one of the best cars around here. So yeah, took advantage of it.
Was there much focus this week, Mav, on engineering the car to really absorb those curbs? Because obviously it's a curb-hungry track. It allows you to use plenty. So my first question is was there any emphasis on the car to ride those curbs any better?
Nah, not really.
No.
The curbs aren't too aggressive. It's not like Alton Park or anything.
Yep.
But I think the main thing was just to have a bit of a stable rear and be able to hit the curbs at the right angles.
Yep.
So that was, I think the Lambo just naturally had that here.
Yep.
And you could just come in at pretty much any angle you wanted and hit them perfectly with, as if, you know, they weren't even there. So it was pretty good.
It's pretty handy.
And so stability through 12 and 13, heading down to turn 14, the car was good?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It kind of depends on your brake bias as well.
Yep.
So I turned it forward just so I wouldn't have that kind of the rear spinning out when you hit the brake.
Yep.
So that worked well. I didn't touch or change anything during the whole race. Left traction and in a steady 3 and didn't have to do anything. So it was just a bit of a cruise home in the end.
Track cuts weren't an issue tonight, Matt?
No, I had one in the first, I think it was around 20 minutes in, and then after that it wasn't an issue. So yeah, the car was just on fire, really. So
yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, well, look, looking at the point situation at the moment, you're really starting to put a hand on that thing, as we've come to see in the past. Obviously, a bit of a shake up there, and obviously with Chaplin Chan away, and then Webley not having his best round tonight. Obviously, Cooley's still in there. Came home second. He's currently P4 in the championship, but you got to be starting to look towards the back four, and I'm sure you've looked at the track lineup coming and probably aware of how strong or what the car is and the cars around you. You feeling pretty confident for this one?
I mean, I'm not really focusing on the points. I'm just enjoying each race. So I'm not even sure how many races we have left, but yeah,
Awesome.
just looking forward to each week. A bit of fun on a Monday night. And
Yes, there's still plenty left in it, mate. Still plenty left in it, and it's always good to see you perform like that. And we thought Cooley might have gone with you for a bit longer, but you just had that consistent pace tonight, mate. So well done.
Yeah, thanks, man. I was hoping you would you'd get me interested for 90 minutes. So maybe next time.
Yep.
Yeah, well
Nice
done,
one.
well done, Mav, mate. Congratulations. Enjoy
Thanks,
that
fellas.
one, and no doubt we'll talk again soon.
Cheers, guys. Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Awesome, mate.
All right. Oh, well, if I may, can
Yeah.
I grab fourth position down?
Can we get? Can we get the first bloody pro-am driver down here?
Okay, hang on a second. Where is he? Is he still on channel?
T-Fam?
Oh, he is. He's down there. Yeah, we'll grab him. Oh, shit. Wrong button. There we go. Excuse my French. T-Fam, you got us on comms?
Yeah, mate.
Mate,
Hey.
we were short of a driver in the hot box tonight, and David just thought, well, can we grab the first pro-am driver down here? So the first thing we've got to say is congratulations on the qualification, because that
No,
was
punching above the weight tonight, bro.
Yeah, mate, that-
Seriously.
I really did.
yeah. I think the stewards will be looking at your classification for next season for sure.
That's what I was worried about. I saw, when I was watching the last 10 minutes of quali for the pros, and then no one was beating my time. I was like, oh, this
no.
is not good. I
And
knew.
how-
Yeah, go.
How is it that you and Maddie seem to find each other on track so many times, mate? And I mean,
I
tonight
know.
it was you and Firthy for a fair bit, mate, because obviously
Yep.
the quali, you guys both did a stout job of the quali, but yourself and Maddie seem to race out on track particularly well, consistently. Obviously, Maddie had a bit of an edge tonight and made her way up into the podium. Nonetheless, you were right there, mate. You got that thing wound up. You'd have to be happy with that.
Yeah, pretty happy with it. I wasn't really trying to defend against Maddie or Nick because they were very
Yep.
fast.
Yep.
They were way quicker, and they outbraked me a few times. So I thought it's only early in the race, so I'll just let them go. And just I was looking at the delta, and Matt Dayton was behind me, and he
Yep.
wasn't really catching up. So I was like, oh, I'll settle for this and just move on with my race. Otherwise, some contact would have happened and would have ruined my race. So, yeah.
Stay
Good stuff.
focused. Yep.
What about track cuts, T-Fam? Were much of an issue with track limits?
No, surprisingly, no. Well, I was very concerned with track limits prior. So, but then all the places that I practice and I kept getting track cut, I just lift a little, which is the reason why I probably lose out a little bit on race pace. But after what happened to Costas, and he got a drive through, and then I was like, I think that was worth it.
Yeah.
So I gained a
100%.
freebie there for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker on track, mate. It's
Yeah,
just stay
yeah.
out there.
Easily gain like I
Yeah.
don't know 4/10 or 3/10 if I don't lift, but I'd rather not having another thing in my mind, which is track cuts along with things behind me.
Yeah, the risk that comes with it, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another good job in the pit strategy phase. You got through with a reasonably quick stop, so everything obviously went planned down there.
I think I cucked it a little bit. Like I entered the pit lane a little bit too slow because obviously that was being too safe. But nevertheless, like I think Nick screwed up his pit stop a little bit as well, so I didn't get too far behind.
Tricky little pit entry too. So,
Yeah. I was very scared of like tagging the wall and like get
Yep.
some damage because my setup was dependent on the front of the front splitter to get some acceleration out of T3.
Yep.
So So
Yeah.
yeah, I was trying my best not to get any damage on the front, because I don't want to get understeers out of the exit and get track cuts.
Yep.
Uh,
So you would have come
Yeah.
in damage free then, because the car
Yeah,
looked fine. It didn't look like you
yeah.
had any contact over the
it
night
was
at all.
Yeah, I'd say it was pretty flawless race. There was no mistake, no major mistake that is. Yeah, and everything went according to plan. So
Happy days.
best
work.
result I could have asked for, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Solid-
Well, you look
solid effort.
Solid effort.
Thanks, guys.
Not only in qualifying, but throughout the race, mate. Like I said,
Yeah.
punching well above your weight all night
Yeah,
tonight,
for
mate.
sure.
So.
Just for the commentary, guys, I'll be sure to watch again. And
We
Awesome.
appreciate
For
you,
sure.
man. We do appreciate it. But no, hey, congratulations, man, on a solid night, epic qualifying, and an even better race. So well done, TFM. You deserve that one.
Thanks, mate.
Awesome.
All right, mate.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Cheers.
Thanks, TFM, everyone. J-Man.
Yeah, well, there you go, round 8, mate. What another epic round, 90-minute race there tonight. And I tell you what, it felt a lot quicker. It actually felt like a 60, to be honest. The pace was hot.
The face was hot.
So,
Awesome, good, very clean start from everybody throughout the field. A little bit of paint exchange in the first lap to be expected, but everybody staying in the pointing in the right direction, and just really kept the pace really hot, didn't it, for the first half of the race? And like as always, as we wind down into the last, 15, 10, 5 minutes, it just ramped right back up again, J-Man. So, yeah, epic race tonight, mate, and most enjoyable calling it with you once again.
yeah, incredible. Good stuff, mate. Enjoyed that one. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We do appreciate the support. Love the fact that I looked down at a couple of points tonight and saw the better part of 16, 17 live viewers. So please keep that up. It helps the algorithms and the stats, and it lets us do what we do. So appreciate it. And I'll let Davo close the show and catch you all next week.
Thanks, J-Man. Yes, definitely. Thank you all the viewers for joining us again here tonight for round 8 Misano of Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5. Like J-Man mentioned, if you like what you're seeing, guys, just give us a thumbs up. That's awesome. And if you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button, hit your notifications. We've got to thank, obviously, the awesome guys at Nortec, the motion sim specialists in NZ, obviously Trek 31, aka Nathan Henderson, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, Crossy 43, and we'll thank ourselves, MatchFit Entertainment. That is Davo and the J-Man right beside me here. That's a wrap for tonight. Next week, we are going to Suzuka, everybody, for another super sprint. Only a few more rounds to go. So join us again next week. That's a wrap for tonight. Like I said, hit the like and subscribe, and don't miss out for next week. Oh, just quickly, hang on. I better not forget the Patreon list. It's Steve Crossland, Crossy NZ, Josh Nightingale, Uncle Joe, Louis Vandeventer, Brandon Foster, Nick Firth, and Tennis Venter. Thanks for you guys and all your continued support. See you all next week at Suzuka. Bye for now.